Yo, 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 yo. Haven't done one of these in a minute. We going live, baby. We are going live for a few minutes. My phone is almost dead. Haven't talked to you guys in a minute. Got some new people out here that's just started following me. Probably haven't seen me on live yet. Why you take my girl to Tulum? That's not cool. Hey, man. Tulum is where the girls want to go. You know what I'm saying? You take them somewhere they never been. You got to give these women experiences. So you should have took her or I wouldn't have took her. Just messing with you. All right, so before we get cracked off, get this thing started, I'm only going to be here for a short time, not a long time, right? So if you guys have any questions, go ahead and put the questions in the little question box. It's going to be down there to your right by the comment section. That way I can get to them. I'm going to try to answer as many questions as I possibly can, and make sure I get everybody's questions answered and addressed. Ask anything wholesale, anything real estate. If I got the answer, I'll give it to you. If I don't, I'll be honest with you, let you know that I don't. But first things first, since there's about 20-some people in here right now, I want you guys to do one thing. I want you guys to comment what market you guys are working out of. Let people know if you're wholesaling, if you're a buyer, if you're a real estate agent, if you're a broker, whatever it is, right? Just comment. This is an opportunity to network and connect. So I'm going to go ahead and just comment, let you guys connect and network, follow each other, help each other out. Me and my partner, we met off of Instagram. So this could be a start of a partnership from somebody just off of this room right here. And you could also make money with each other just off of this room right here. So if you just comment the market that you guys are working out of, if you're wholesaling, you're a real estate agent, you're an actual cash buyer, you fix and flip, whatever you do, just go ahead and comment. And then you guys connect, network with each other. Excuse me. I see somebody from Detroit. Anybody in Detroit, go ahead and connect with Big T. I see Oregon, Lil Coyote 50. Okay, I got a Mustang too. Houston, got Jacoby. He's in Houston. Anybody in Houston, go ahead and connect with Jacoby. Scope 5 in North Carolina. Go ahead and connect. Who that? Sholay the world. Sholay to the world is in Minnesota. You guys go ahead and network and connect. We got Dallas, San Diego, got another North Carolina in the building, got Memphis, Hawaii in the building. So you guys just go ahead and connect with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never know, what kind of deals and kind of money you guys can make just off of social media. You know what I'm saying? If you utilize social media the right way, you can make money off of it just by partnering up with people, doing deals with people, etc. So take the opportunities right now, since there's about 30 people in here to connect. But I'm going to go ahead and get cracking with this Q&A. We got Baltimore, New Jersey, we got Atlanta, who else? Detroit. So H-Town. So I'm going to go ahead and get to these questions real quick. Big T asks, what you think about the market? So I think in every market, there's opportunities to make money and there's opportunities to capitalize. You have to adjust and you have to shift with the market. So every market, there's an opportunity to make money. Just got to be more creative now. Right now, we have to make more lower offers, right? We have to increase our marketing, get in contact with more sellers. So that's pretty much what we're doing. Get more creative as far as how we are selling deals, how we are acquiring deals. But there's always opportunities to make money. We're still closing deals with the market shifting. There's a lot of people still closing deals with the market shifting. So you just have to adjust and pivot accordingly when the market shifts like that. But I think it's still a good market. People are still buying. People are still selling. Just have to put yourself in position to capitalize. Good question, though. Let's keep going. What's that? Hustle and Flip Vic. What list you pulling now? So right now we pull a lot of absentee owners. We're working on stacking lists. So what I mean by stacking lists is we're stacking different types of motivations, whether they're in financial distress, whether they have tax liens, pre-foreclosure, dealing with divorces, file bankruptcy, have bad credit scores, things like that. Those are the type of lists that we're pulling. We're starting to focus more so on more distressed sellers and not the exact actual property. So we're putting a lot of our energy into stacking lists as far as distress and motivation goes. So that's where we're at right now. Good question. What else we got? Mozart Gates, where did you learn the wholesaling game from? Did someone inspire you? I think everybody gets inspired by wholesaling. I learned a lot of the game from YouTube. I searched up YouTube. I found your Max Maxwell's. I learned a lot from Wholesale to Millions, Kong, Asian guy. Learned a lot from him. A lot from Brent Daniels and TTP and Tom Kroll. I listened to a lot of their podcasts. So a lot of people who really kill the game in wholesaling, those are the people that really inspire me. Right now, there's people that are at a higher level that inspire me now that I'm trying to get to. But those were the people that I looked up to when I first got started. Good question. Like it. We got Mike in 808. How to get started in wholesale if I'm in Hawaii. So I actually have a friend, actually just met in person, knew her on Instagram for a while. Her name is Real Estate Stacy. She actually wholesales and does fix and flips in Hawaii. So check her out. I don't know anything about the Hawaii market. I know there's different islands and shit like that, but I do know that there's big deals in Hawaii. So reach out to her, Real Estate Stacy. Reach out to her, search her up. You can search my following list or whatever and get in contact with her. And she will be more than glad to help you out. Abraham Salas, what do you need in the title company when closing a wholesale deal? You just need a title company that's going to communicate. But essentially, when closing a wholesale deal, you need both of the contracts. You need the purchase and sales agreement, the agreement between you and the seller, and you need the assignment agreement. That's the agreement between you and the buyer. You give them those two agreements, and they should be able to perform everything else. Because the title company, they're going to communicate with the seller. They're going to ask the seller for all this information. And then you just got to follow up with the title company and the seller just to make sure that they're communicating. But that's pretty much it on a broad level. Quentin Money Horn, do you wholesale deals that are at the retail price? We do not. Absolutely not. Nope. You can't wholesale a deal at retail price. Because your deal got to have some equity. You need equity in the deal in order to get that profit. So if it's at retail price, it doesn't make sense to wholesale. It won't make sense to wholesale. Scope 5. How often do you wholesale to hedge funds? So prior to 2 months ago, we used to wholesale to hedge funds all the time. Now we're looking at taking deals down ourselves and selling deals off to local buyers because most of the hedge funds done backed out of the market, done scaled back their buying, or they're even offering the same amount as a local buyer will offer. So right now, we don't wholesale to them as often as we used to for the current moment until they get back. Smoke a lot. When is the best time to cold call? Best time to cold call, in my opinion, from what I've seen, is from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday. Well, Monday through Thursday. Fridays, people don't really answer. But think about it. When people are off home, the typical 9 to 5 person who works, call them when they're off of work. That's when they seem to answer the phone more often. Or you can call in the morning around 9, 10 o'clock because they'll answer a lot around there too. What else we got? Smoke a lot. Have you gotten a deal from a courthouse list? Not yet. We're still working on it. But we haven't gotten one from there yet. We've got one under contract, but it wasn't a deal. Teen Ambition. When's that course coming? Hey, I'm making it. Give me time. Just be on the lookout. I'm putting a lot of time, energy, and effort into it because I want to make sure I give a lot. The course is pretty much going to be how to build a wholesale business. So I'm going to teach you how to get your LLC. I'm going to teach you how to get the website. I'm going to teach you where to go to get your website built. I'm going to give you all the resources for getting a website built. I'm going to give you all the resources to build your company credibility. I'm going to teach you how to allocate your funds, to save, to invest your money back into the business. So outside of just learning how to wholesale, I'm going to teach you how to make it a legitimate business and create systems and processes to put in place and give you all the tools, the resources that I utilize to create the company, right? So it's going to require a lot of time, energy, and effort on my part to make sure that I don't miss any information, and I give a lot of information so you guys can utilize it and build off of that and start actually implementing those things. So it's going to take some time, man. It's going to take some time. I haven't even started yet, I'll be honest. 301k, what % of the wholesale fee do you typically pay an agent for bringing you a buyer? It really just depends, right? So for us, you can structure those agreements as many ways as possible. Like you can structure it like, hey, you still get your 3%, right? Or you can structure it, hey, we'll split, we'll JV on it. We'll do 50-50 on the net proceeds, or 60-40 or 70-30, right? It just really all depends on what your agreement is with that agent. Everybody is going to have a different agreement. But you can structure it however you want. You know what I mean? One of my deals that I closed, that very first deal that I closed, our agreement was either, because it was a small deal, it was like, hey, I either give you, $1,000, or I think it was like 10% of the deal or some shit like that. And, obviously the $1,000 was more attractive because it was more than 10%. So it just really depends on the agent, depends on how you structure it and what you agree to. So just ask the questions, you know what I mean? Negotiate. Smoke a lot. Can we use a purchase and sale agreement for commercial properties? I'm pretty sure you can. I haven't, but I'm pretty confident that you can. Yeah. I think it all works the same way. But I would reach out to like a commercial agent or a broker to make sure that, because it's different. It's a little bit different though. Let's see what else we got. Smoke a lot. If you don't know repair costs, how much should you take off the top for repairs? Well, you need to understand repair costs. That's important. That's an important thing to know when you are making your offer. So if you don't understand what things cost, then you shouldn't be making an offer. Tiff, what up, Tiff? Welcome back to IG. I know you was going crazy. Hey, everybody, if you do not follow Tiffany High Official, you are lacking. That is one of my mentors. She is a freaking beast. She knows exactly what the hell she's talking about. Anything that I know comes a lot from her. Trust me. So if you're not following her, if you're doing deals, she doesn't fuck with newbies. I'm letting you know now. So if you're on the level where you're closing deals consistently, you're trying to scale up your team, your systems, your processes, your marketing, you're trying to take this thing to the next level, make sure you follow Tiffany High and Josh High Official, results driven REI. I stand by them 1,000%. Love you, girl. But yeah, so you got to know repairs. You can't make an offer if you don't understand what the repair costs are. So I would advise you to take the time to either talk to contractors, talk to actual cash buyers, investors in your market to see, what things cost, see what things, what they're paying for repairs in your market. Let's go live. I'm waiting on you. Let me know when, Tiff. Let me know. What up, Dave? All my people coming in today. What's up? But yeah, so you got to know your estimate, your repair costs, because if you don't, you can't make your offer. So talk to those different people, because every market is different. So make sure that you get an idea of what things cost. That way you can make your offers. You just don't take nothing off the top just because you don't know. You have to figure it out. Like, you have to understand how much a roof costs. You have to understand how much it costs to repair a kitchen, upgrade a kitchen. You have to understand how much flooring costs per square foot. You have to understand what paint costs per square foot. And every market is going to have a different price point, right? So you have to understand that in your market. See what's next. Your boy Rick, what's your top 3 list you like to target? Top 3. Right now, we're starting to shift that a little bit. Now we're starting to focus more so on people that have high distress due to the market shifting. But if I had to say any list, I would say absentee owners, or people who have properties with tenants in them, or they might be vacant now, something along those lines. I prefer those lists over anything else. Another list that we've seen a lot of success with, not a list, but a lot of deals that we've closed have been from like inherited properties, where people inherited a property and they don't know what to do with it and they just want to sell it. They want to cash out. So those have been pretty good for us as well. And that's pretty much it for the most part. And probate as well. We've closed pretty big deals on probate. We actually got one working now. Only thing about probate is if you catch it on the front end, you have to wait a long ass time for it to go throughout the cycle. We got one under contract now that's still going through probate that we got under contract in February. It probably won't be done with the probate process until damn near November, December. So I would say those are my top three. But any list that has distress with people that have to sell their properties, that's kind of the list that we like to target. What else we got? Angelo, how do you know what market to jump in when pulling a list? Well, I always recommend jumping into your backyard if you can, right? So I'm in Atlanta, so I work in my market because I understand what things cost, like what ARVs are, what houses are selling for consistently in certain areas. But if you're looking to do virtual, you need to go look at what markets have growth, what markets are performing as far as there's a lot of cash buyer transactions, there's a lot of cash activities, there's a lot of retail sales, things like that. So those are some things to consider when you're pulling the list. You want to look into markets that have a lot of cash buyer activity, cash buyer transactions, because you don't want to be swimming in a pond that doesn't have any fish, right? So you get a deal under contract somewhere rural, it's going to be hard for you to sell that deal. It might be easier for you to get it under contract, but it's going to be hard for you to sell it. Instead, jump into a market where there's a lot of activity going on. There's a lot of fish in there. You catch a fish, you can sell it, and that should help you out, especially if you get it for a good price. Big T, what's the best way to get started with wholesaling? The best way to get started, first things first, is mindset. This shit is not going to be easy. It's a simple concept, but it requires a lot of work. It requires a lot of effort. It requires a lot of discipline, consistency. You're going to get punched in the mouth a lot, and you got to be able to take those punches and continue to move forward if you want to succeed in this shit. So first things first, your mindset. Be ready for it, right? Be committed to it. Next thing is learn the process, right? Learn the concept. Once you start learning the concept, you need to go ahead and start taking action. You're not going to learn everything, right? Because I'm still learning things every single day. But once you understand the concept, you need to start taking action. So I would say the first thing you need to do is you need to start finding sellers who want to sell their properties. You need to start marketing the sellers that want to sell their property. Hey, get a list of sellers, whether you drive for dollars, you pull a list off of a software, whether you go to your county, get a list of homeowners, skip trace them, get their contact information. Either you call, you text, you reach out and ask them, hey, are you interested in selling your property? And you build that database of those sellers that are interested in selling their property, and then you make your offers on them. That's that first step. You start doing that, then you worry about the next step. Don't wait until you kind of figure out everything else, because it's not going to happen. You're still going to have questions. So just start taking action then. What else we got? I think I answered that one already. Yep, answer that. But if you guys got any questions, go ahead and comment them in the comment box, in the question box, so I can get to them. Wholesale questions, ask me anything, whatever you got, I'll give you the sauce. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Hear me? I had a fucking phone. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I had a call come in. Can you hear me? Hear me? No? Yay? No? Yay? No? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, cool. All right, so we got, was that John? Well, John, that's what it is. John, my bad. John, what dialer and skip trace do you use? So right now we use Call Tools for our power dialer. Skip tracing, big fan of batchskiptracing.com. So that's what we use. And if you want to use got discounts on that stuff, click the link in my bio. Make sure you use the discount Don't pay full price for this shit, man. I'm giving you a link to use the discount. If you're a business owner, you need to learn how to save money, right? You have to be smart. So if I'm giving you a discount code for some resources, some tools, go ahead and use it. Don't look at it as if I'm trying to get you. No, yes, I'm an affiliate. Yeah, I want to get some piece of paper too, but at the same time, I'm helping you get a discount on the same shit, right? So make sure if anybody is offering you, not even just myself, but if anybody is offering you an opportunity to get a discount on something with some of these software programs, make sure you take advantage of it and don't pay full price for this shit. If you're in this business, you're a professional deal hunter, essentially, right? So you need to be hunting for deals, and I am giving you a deal on software and resources. So make sure you click the link in my bio if you need those resources. What else we got? Smoke a lot. How much is a business email and which one do you use? I can't even remember mine because we got 4 different emails. But I use Microsoft Outlook. We use Outlook, and I think it's through GoDaddy. So everybody has their own thing. You can go through Google, Yahoo. They all have their own like business side. So you just have to check it on your own and see what it costs. You know what I'm saying? If you can afford it. What up? Who else we got? Anybody got some more questions? More questions. In the meantime, if anybody just jumped in, make sure you comment your market, right? Comment your market. We got about 20 people in here right now. 20 people right here right now. This is a great opportunity for us to connect and network with each other, right? When we get in these quote unquote rooms, right? Lives, Instagram lives and things like that. We need to take opportunities and take advantage of the opportunity to meet one another, connect with one another so we can help each other, right? So we got Daryl, he's in Memphis. Anybody in Memphis, you need to reach out to Daryl. And if somebody comes across a deal in Memphis, they need to holler at Daryl, be like, yo, I got my guy Daryl in Memphis. You know, let's make some money. Let's close some deals. Hey, Daryl, I got a deal in Memphis. I need you to go take some pictures for me. Can you help me out? I got you. I'm in Memphis, right? We got Mims. He's representing Indy and Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? We got Charles Enterprise LLC, North Georgia. Hector's in Arizona. So when you got opportunities to jump into these rooms, you need to communicate with each other and let each other know where you're working out of, who you marketing, what market you marketing to. That way you can help each other out. I met my partner on Instagram, social media. I never met him in person before that. It was all social media, and we got busy. You know what I'm saying? So take this time to network and connect with each other and make some money and do some deals with each other. You know what I mean? We got Jay Groovy in Dallas. We got 5 Legal Licks in Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? Had a couple Charlotte people in here earlier. I don't know if they're still there, but make sure you guys follow each other and, connect. You know what I'm saying? Shoot each other a quick DM. Yo, I saw you in the group. Saw you was in Charlotte. I'm in Charlotte too. You know, how many deals you doing? You know, what can I do to help you? What can I do to provide value? Shit like that. You know what I mean? My guy, Bearded Investor. I'm going to call him Terrell. That's my guy. So you guys connect, man. Smoke a lot. When is your flip project going to be finished? We should be finished in about 2 weeks. 2 fucking weeks. So I'm a little upset. I didn't like the paint color. You know what I'm saying? We got the wrong painter. You know what I mean? And he got bad equipment. He's slow as hell, but shit, we already done paid him a little bit. So we had to go ahead and commit to it and finish it up. So the flip is not going to be 100% what I want it to be, but that's okay. It's still going to look nice. It looks real good right now. So right now what we got to get done is paint on the exterior. It's supposed to rain here in the next day or two, so he probably won't start on that until next week. But once he's done with the paint on the exterior, all we have to do is like punch out things like, you know, get plates for the light switches, paint plates for the, you know, outlets, and then get like cleaning done and landscaping, and then we'd be good to go. So little shit like that, and it would be done. So we ready to list it in about 2 weeks. I got you with the painter. I know, man. You came a little bit too late, man. You came a little bit too late. We already done paid the guy. You about 3 weeks late. Next time. 5 Legal Licks. When building credibility, what's your biggest tip? Charlotte market. I think what helps us a lot when it comes to credibility is, you know, we have, you know, obviously we have a website. We have Facebook page, we got Google reviews, we have, you know, LinkedIn page, we have, merchandise, things like that. We have a company email. We have all these different things that the company should have when it comes to credibility, right? Excuse me. And we also have, testimonials from people that we've closed deals with before. You know what I mean? So all of that stuff is on our website. So when people, they want to check us out, they go on there, they see it like, okay, these guys are legit. You know what I mean? So that helps a lot when it comes to credibility as far as, what we do, in my opinion. Who we got next? Invest with Lacey. Feel like I'm sounding too salesy or that my pitch is overused. Any advice? Just be natural. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to, for me, I'm a closer. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to own that. I'm confident in my skills to close, right? So the way I approach the shit, I approach it being myself, right? So if I'm calling somebody, I'm not going to call them like, hey, Mr. Johnson, this is Ty with Property Jet. How are you today? Or, hey, Mr. Johnson, this is Ty with Property Jet. I'm calling with the local investor looking to buy houses, da-da-da-da-da. I'm not doing that. I'm like, hey, John, this is Ty. What's going on, man? Simple as that, right? This is who? Yeah, this is Ty. I was calling about your property here on 123 Main Street. You the owner of that property, right? Yeah, I'm the owner. What's wrong? What you want? Yeah, I was just calling to see. We actually just sold a house in the area not too long ago. And we do have some more funds available. Looking to buy another one. Do you have any interest in selling that property? Yeah or no. And that's just what it is. And I ask my questions and have general conversation. This is a good thing that you brought that up because I was talking about this with my team today is we have to be more natural on the phones, right? You don't have to be a robot, right? Because people can sense that sometimes. Be natural, be yourself, you know what I'm saying? But also follow your process, ask your questions as you need to ask them. You don't have to ask them in such a robotic way, right? You can ask the same questions, but you can ask it in more of a natural way, like you having natural conversations at a bar, right? Like right now, we have a natural conversation. You know what I mean? Like, be you, you know what I'm saying? But make sure you hit your key points and people will work with you because of who you are most of the time. Like people will have trust. A lot of people work with me because they have trust in me, right? Because I sound like I know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm knowledgeable, right? I'm confident, right? I don't sound like I'm new, right? But we all get through that, right? Like script as a guide. I don't use the script as I'm reading from it verbatim, word for word, every single line. I use it as a guide to keep me on track, and I hit my key points and make sure I ask the questions that I need to ask when I need to ask them. So just be natural, be yourself, you know what I'm saying, and let it flow. Don't overcomplicate this shit. Good question. Smoke a lot. How much is your company spending on pulling lists monthly? Pulling lists, I think probably right now we're about 6,000 a month right now. Yeah, about 6,000 a month. That's where we at, pulling lists, yeah. Any more questions? What you got? Fill up the queue. I know y'all got some more questions. Ask me anything. Holla at your boy. Free game. Hurry up. I'm about to take this edible. You know what I'm saying? About to catch a vibe. When I take this edible, anytime, here's a good tip for you guys. I'm gonna give you guys some game. If you guys do not go to networking events, real estate networking events, real estate meetups, things like that, especially if they have alcohol, you are lacking. You are slipping. And let me tell you why. When you go to these events, right, and you networking with people and there's drinks involved, you can ask as many questions as you want and people will spill the damn tea. You hear what I'm saying? I ask people questions because as they keep drinking, the information keeps coming out. You might ask somebody a simple question and they start blurting out stuff that you ain't even ask about. And you start getting game after game, after game, you know? Pardon me. No, we got some questions. What we got? Funky Town details. What do you mean pulling lists? So pulling lists is essentially you're getting a list of property owners. That's essentially what it means. You're getting a list of property owners. I don't care where you're getting it from. You get it from the courthouse. You can get it from a website. You get it from driving around in your neighborhood, right? That's just putting together a list of property owners so you can get their phone numbers and you can call them or text them. Hello, I'm Will. Where are you based out of? I'm based out of Atlanta. Jack Shell. I don't think I'm saying it right. Where can I find the motivated sellers other than PropStream? So, like I said, you can go to the courthouse. You can look at county data, right? So you can go to code violations. So you can Google code violations and whatever your county is. And it should be, you might be able to pull a list off of there of code violations. Go to your courthouse data. You know, you can go to get probate leads, things like that. You can use other software. You can use Batch. You can use List Source. You can drive for dollars. You know, there's other places you can get motivated sellers. You can do like PPC. You can market PPC or Google ads, things like that. Facebook ads, Facebook groups. You know what I mean? Buy, sell, trade groups. My Wholesale Unity group, we just had a challenge about 2 weeks ago, and where I challenged them to post a post in those buy, sell, trade groups or those yard sale groups in their market saying, hey, looking to buy property, anybody looking to sell, and people actually got leads from there. I think one person got one under contract as well. So you can go that route. There's many places you can find motivated sellers, but those are just a few. Hope that helps. Daryl P, what's the best list to pull leads from in this real estate cycle? Any lead that has distress. If anybody is in a situation where they have to sell a property, that's the best list to pull. So highly motivated seller list, right? So pre-foreclosure is one, probate is another one, inherited property, right? Those are like highly motivated lists. Tax delinquent, right? If you start getting on people that are tax delinquent, you catch them before they get into, into that pre-foreclosure status or behind on their mortgage payments, things like that. You catch them before they get to pre-foreclosure status, things like that. So anything you have to start thinking, people that are in financial situations or people that are in more so emotional situations, those are the highly distressed and highly motivated people. We got Funky Town. I'm new to wholesaling. I never had a deal yet, but I'm working on doing so soon. How do you come up with an offer to the seller? Like, what do you use to come up with a reasonable offer? So you need to understand what condition that property is. You need to identify what repairs are needed for that property. Once you identify those things, then you need to find out what are the comparables in that market, not in the market, but in that area of that property, right? So you need to find similar properties that look like yours within a half a mile radius, right? And then you need to find out what those properties sold for fixed up. You want to identify what the ARV is, right? After repair value. Once you identify what the after repair value is, you can utilize the MAO formula, right? The maximum allowable offer formula to come up with your offer. And when you do the maximum allowable offer formula, you have to plug in the ARV. You have to plug in your repairs, right? And then you have to plug in what percentage of ARV you're looking at. Typical percentage, 70%. Excuse me, to come up with your offer. But it really just depends on your market, because in some markets you can go up to 85%. Some you can go to 80%. Some you can go 70%. Some, just really all depends. But you really need to find out what your repair costs are, what needs to be fixed up, and then you need to find out what the ARV is after repair value. And then you can utilize a formula, and then you'll be good to go to come up with your offer. So basically that edible about to crank you up. Nah, it's about to put me down, man. About to put me down. Clint, was good? I heard that divorce list is a good one, but I'm unsure how to get it. That's county data, right? You can there's websites for that. There's a few websites for that. You can look for the divorce list. You can go to your county to find that out as well. I think PropStream and Batch have like filters on that stuff too. You can look for that. I haven't closed a deal with a divorce lead yet though. But we've had some leads that were in that situation, but that's more like, you have to kind of wait till they kind of iron some shit out sometimes. and it could take a little bit longer, but those are good leads. Do you recommend using a telemarketer for cold calling? If so, what company do you recommend? Absolutely. 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 I recommend it only after you've done it first, right? I don't recommend you go hire somebody and you haven't done the job yet. I'm against that. I recommend it if you've done the work, you understand what it entails, how to manage it, how to lead, what to expect. That way you can coach, you can manage, you can lead your agent, your caller. But for a company, I recommend investorvas.com. Investor VAs. Funky Town Details. I'm about to hit the gym, but holla at you later. All right, bro, get it in. Martin, hello. Which title company would you recommend to use here in Georgia that are wholesale friendly? You can use Rand and Associates. You can use Jules Law Group, JULES. You can use Wiseman Law. You can use Burgess Title and Escrow. There's a shit ton of them. You can use Schaefertz and Dean. You can use Chalker and Chalker. There's a whole bunch of them. You can use any one you want, really. Most of them are. What up, Camille? What's the word, Ty? What up, L? Pistol Jules, how do you estimate repair costs? In my market, I've heard about $55 per square feet. That might be it. You know what I mean? Everybody's market is different. You know, the way we do it, I've seen, you know, in my market, it can around $30, $35 per square foot. But it really just all depends, though. We look at it from a, you know, a individual kind of standpoint. We look at it like, okay, if we want to rehab this kitchen and make it completely brand new, that's going to cost us about 10 grand. If we want to update this bathroom completely, it's going to run us about 3 grand, right? If we want to paint the whole house, depending on the square foot, it's going to run us interior about, you know, 6, 7 grand, right? So it just all depends on, you know, the size of the house, the market that you in, you know, how you looking at your repairs. But if that works in your market, then, you know, run it. What else we got? What up, Johnny B? Jeff, my boy Jeff in here. What up, brother? All right. Smoke a lot. How do I figure out doing a KPI? So a KPI is a key performance indicator, right? That's essentially metrics, how you tracking things, right? So in layman's terms, it's, you know, how many dials am I making? How many contacts am I making? Or, you know, look at it from this way. How many dials am I making? Now, out of those dials, how many people am I actually talking to and getting on the phone, right? Now, out of all those people that I'm actually talking to and get on the phone, how many of those people are actually turning into leads, right? Now, out of all of those leads, now, how many of those are we making offers to? Right now, out of all of those ones that we making offers to, how many of those are we actually getting under contract? Right now, out of all those we actually getting under contract, how many of those are we actually getting close on deals? Right. So there's a whole bunch of key performance indicators that you can track, but those are the key ones that we really look at for the most part. You know what I'm saying? And that's important. Understanding what your KPIs are, it tells you a story because numbers don't lie. Right. For example, if you're hiring a virtual assistant to do your cold calling, and you know, so for in our instance, we understand that our virtual assistants on average on a daily basis, they have about 200 contacts, right? So that means 200 people that they're talking to every single day, whether they're pushing over a lead, whether those people are telling them to fuck off, whether those people are picking up and answering and hanging up, whatever, they're having 200 somewhat conversations per day, right? Now, from that, it can tell a story. So if on average, my VA is having 200 conversations per day. If one day the VA is only having 100 conversations and they're working a full day, quote unquote, now we need to see what the hell's going on. Is it our phone numbers? Is it our data? Is it our VA still in time, right? Are they taking off work? You know, did they do a half a day? So that shit tells a story. So it's important to understand what your KPIs are and to track them consistently. Every business needs to be tracking their KPIs because it tells a story. It also tells you, you know, if you increase something, you can essentially double it. So for example, let me tell it from the other side, right? So if we're making 200 calls, 200 contacts a day, if I got one VA making 200 contacts a day, we're bringing in 10 leads. Now, what do I need to do to bring in 20 leads? we need to ramp that up to 400. So now I need to hire another VA to bring in to make 200 calls. So now they're both making 200. That's 400 calls. And now we're bringing in 20 leads. So that's doubling my numbers, right? So understanding KPIs can help you grow your business. It tells a story in your business. It helps you manage it and all those different things. Hope that helped, man. Ray Invest. How many markets are you in? We're just in one market right now, Atlanta, Metro Atlanta. Mike, real estate. How do you prevent your buyers from going behind your back? To be completely honest, we just put the property under contract. I don't even focus on that. Once we got the property under contract, it's essentially ours, right? So if they go behind our back, they go. But I haven't even experienced it. But what you can do is you can put a memorandum on your contract with your seller, right? And basically what the memorandum is saying is, hey, you know, I have equitable interest in this property. If you decide not to work with me and you know, for whatever reason, you don't want to work with me, hence, you know, buyer went behind my back, right? And they decide to work with the other buyer, which you probably won't know. But if they decide to not work with you out of random for no reason at all, you put a memorandum on that property. Now, when they go to try to sell that property, now you have interest in that property. Now they have to kind of essentially buy you out, right? Essentially. But that's a whole nother conversation for another time. It goes a little bit more depth than that, but that's simply what it is. Where can you find good VAs? I'm fairly new and have been doing all cold calling, list pulling myself. Like I said, you can go to investorvas.com. Good friend of mine has solid VAs who are trained for this. You can go to Reva, REVA, Real Estate Virtual Assistants on Facebook and source them yourself. It takes a little bit more work. You're going to have to train them, coach them, hire them, interview, all that shit. It takes a little bit more work and more time. This really depends on what you want to do. And those are two sources that I recommend. Let's see what else we got. What do you use to do KPIs? So what we use a spreadsheet. So we have Excel spreadsheets that has all the shit kind of filled out. And if you want to get the spreadsheet with all the KPIs and all you got to do is plug it in, I got the link in my bio for all of that. Just go get the wholesale bundle. It has all the spreadsheets. It has a marketing spreadsheet for the KPIs, and it also has like an overall business KPI that tracks revenue, expenses, things like that. But we use Excel spreadsheets or Google Sheets. Invest with Lacey. Do you promote cold callers? If so, what does your employee ladder look like? We've only promoted one cold caller since we had the company. And essentially what it is, it's like a team lead, right? So basically what she does is she recruits, she hires, she fires, she manages, she trains, she coaches. She sends us reports, all the VAs, she manages and oversees all of them. So we don't have to do that on a daily basis. So that's the only position that we actually promoted. But that's pretty much what it is. If we're hiring VAs, they're just going to be VAs, you know, for calling. You know, let's see, somebody asked, how many names are you contacting per week? What's a good starting point? That's really going to depend, man. To be honest, I don't even know. It's a lot. We have shit. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. Our agents, they probably making about $30,000 a day, damn near. So I don't know how many names that is. They just dialing it. But I'll look into it. But it's going to vary, right? It depends if you have a team, if you're doing it by yourself, right? How many hours are you on there? So it's going to vary. It's going to vary from person to person. Like if you calling for 4 hours or if you calling for 8 hours, it's all going to vary. But I don't worry about how many people you're contacting, more so than how many hours are you dedicating towards contacting those people. And then you can backtrack that, right? So focus on how long are you consistently staying in the seat contacting people. Then you come up with your numbers. So if you can commit to 3 hours per day, right, calling people, find out how many people you are contacting in that 3 hour period consistently, and then that'll get you your number. And if you start seeing what the leads are. If you're not getting that many leads, then you might need to increase the amount of time that you are in your seat, right? Or you might need to change some other things up. Is Sunday a good day to call leads? That's my only day off work. I mean, shit, if you want to call them, call them. Call them. If that's your only day, make it happen. I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of people aren't calling on Sundays, so you might get some leads or get some deals, one or the other, both maybe. And you might get cussed out too. So be ready to expect that shit. Charles Enterprises, your thoughts on virtual wholesaling? I mean, I think it's great. I mean, at some point, you know, it's going to have to be done. You're going to have to virtually wholesale. I mean, it just really depends on your perspective. Do you want to go into another market? Do you want to deal with that? You know what I mean? How big do you want to grow this thing up? Because you got people that only virtual wholesale. They virtual wholesale for different reasons, right? You may have some people that live in New York City. It's probably hard as hell to wholesale in New York City. So they go to another market like Ohio or Indiana or, you know, Texas or something like that. So it just really all depends. You know, I don't have to worry about it too much. I will do it for sure. And I don't have nothing against it. I'll virtual wholesale, no problem. Somebody asked about hiring freelancers for skip tracing. Your thoughts? I don't believe in it. To be honest, I've never done it. I've heard a lot of bad stories about it. I am a avid advocate for back skip tracing. Works for me. Gotten deals from it, a lot of deals from it, and that's what I stick to. So as far as hiring a freelancer to do it, trying to be super duper cheap, you know, I don't believe in it. But, you know, everybody, to each his own, to each his own, to each his own. Let's see. I'm answering these few and then I'm going to get off here because my phone about to die. Smoke a lot. Do you ever have a meeting with all your VAs or you only talk to the one managing them? So we had one meeting with all of them since we hired them just to do like an intro. But since then, no, we just talked to that one, that lead VA on a daily basis. But every now and then we might meet with, you know, everybody just to show face. You know what I'm saying? But mostly you just meet with the first one, the lead VA. She's the POC, point of contact. What's your best list over the years and currently? I mentioned this earlier. I like absentee owners. Any property, any seller who doesn't live in their property, I like that list because they're more open to selling that property versus selling the property that they live in, especially with the market, how it is and everything's expensive. They don't have nowhere to move to, etc. They don't have another property to move to. It's just a little bit harder for somebody to try to sell, to get somebody to sell, or for a seller to sell a property that they live in unless they are in a financial or in a distressed situation, right? So my favorite list is usually the ones that have been absentee owners, whether the property is vacant, whether they had tenants in it before or they got tenants in it now, the tenants are bad. We've noticed that people are more willing to sell those houses and be a little bit more reasonable on price than somebody who just sits in their house because they're going to ask a high ass price. And this is what that sounds like. Hey, you know, how much are you looking to get for your property? How much do you feel your property is worth, right? Mind you, Zillow says 300. These motherfuckers might say 500,000, right? So you're like, how did you come up with that number? Why is that number? Why so high? Well, my price is high because I don't have nowhere else to go. And if I want to get the same kind of value for this house, I'm gonna need that much. So we've been dealing with that a lot unless the person is in a distressed situation where they have to sell the property for financial reasons. They have to relocate, emotional reasons. Somebody passed away, inherit, you know, things like that. So definitely, you know, absentee owners is my favorite one. Let's see who else we got. My guy Nate jumped in here. What up, brother? What up, brother? Is that Johnny B? How many cold callers does Property Jet have? Very similar model with the head VA over here. We have 4 cold callers right now. Just 4. Our goal is not to have so many fucking cold callers. I know people who have fucking 20 cold callers. I'm like, why? Why? You don't need that many. You know what I mean? You need to really narrow in. I believe in being lean. You know what I'm saying? We want our team to be lean and effective, to keep our costs down, but be more effective and efficient. You know what I'm saying? Smoke a lot. Who does your boots on the ground and how much should they be paid? So it just really all depends on where I'm at. So I have one of my buddies. He does a lot of my boots on the ground in this area. So if I'm in the office and I need pictures and we need pictures of a property that's, 30 minutes away, hour away, and he's closer to it, then I'll reach out to him, be like, yo, bro, can you take pictures for this house for me? He done did probably 6 houses already. I pay him $50. You know what I'm saying? Just to take photos, videos, and send them to us on a Google Drive. Damn dog going crazy. Sorry about that. But as far as other boots on the ground, same thing. I'll jump on Facebook groups in that market, in that city. And I'll join yard sale groups, buy, sell, trade groups. Say, hey, I need pictures of a property. I'm paying, $50. You can use your iPhone, whatever. Then I have people reach out to me and they'll go take pictures and shit. So that's pretty much how we go about doing that. Mr. Phil Guy, would you consider a Mojo dialer? I don't like Mojo personally. I like Call Tools. I used Mojo before. Mojo is pricey, on the more so the pricier side. It doesn't do everything that Call Tools does. Last time I used it, but I prefer Call Tools over Mojo. What else? Who else we got? The man or if a property goes on a tax sale and has a $20K judgment and you buy that lien, are you buying the entire property for $20K? I'm not 100% sure. I never bought anything on tax, so I can't answer that question for you. Maybe somebody in the group knows more about that that's on here right now, but I have no idea, to be completely honest with you. Let me see. So if anybody knows the answer to that question, help my guy out. Smoke a lot. What price point do you like to wholesale, or does it not matter to you? Obviously, it matters. You want to wholesale anything. I like 5-figure deals. If we can make 5 figures off of them, I'm okay with that. I'm happy with that. But if we can make a deal work and we can make a profit and we can buy the property from the seller, make the seller happy, provide that value, then I'm okay. I'm happier with that because you never know, right? So, for example, there was one deal we closed with a seller back in, I think it was November. We made $5,000 off of that deal. They came back to us in January. We ended up closing our biggest deal for $48,000 with that same seller. And then they just came back to us again, had another property. We closed that one for $15,000. So you can don't ever look at a deal as being too small. If you can make fucking profit off of it, that's the way I look at it. If you can make profit off of it, close the deal, plant the seed, because you never know what's going to happen next, right? You might be helping that seller out that's in such a dire situation that they really needed to sell that property. You came through, you got it done, and they're going to fucking praise you like hell, right? So whenever they see a property for sale, they're going to come back to you. Or if they know somebody's selling the property, they're going to be like, oh yeah, those property jet guys, those motherfuckers, they put $100,000 in my bank account. They did what they said they was going to do. You got to work with them. You know what I'm saying? So we do the shit for the relationship, for the long term. We're not going to turn down the revenue, right? Certain amount of profit. We're just not going to do that. Let's see. Renee, what components should a purchase and sale agreement contain to not get in any trouble? Just click the link in my bio and grab my PSA. You'll be all right. But make sure you check with yours. If you're in Atlanta, so yeah, just use my purchase and sales. You're good. But everything's is gonna vary. I mean, I don't know what you mean by getting in any trouble. I don't know what trouble you can get into. I mean, to be completely honest with you, just hit me up offline. We'll talk about it in depth. Markel, how much are you paying for Call Tools? How much am I paying for Call Tools? For us, with all of our agents, we're paying probably about $400 a month for Call Tools. But if you got one agent, you're probably gonna be paying around $100, $120. Let's see. Next one. King of the Throne. What form of marketing are you guys using the most? Text blast, cold calling, etc. So right now we're doing more cold calling than anything. We started off cold calling. That's where we're at. We just now implemented SMS. 2 weeks ago. So we haven't fully gotten enough data since implementing that, but we've been getting leads, but nothing converted just yet. So we still going through that stuff, that phase right now of like analyzing that marketing strategy. What did it say? Got a buyer in Mableton. Let's JV this deal. Send it to me. Send it to me. I might buy it. Send it to me. Smoke a lot. I'm saying purchase price point. Oh, our purchase price point, we try not to exceed no more than like 350 grand. We try to stay under 350K because the market for anything higher is a little bit smaller. Have a buyer in Mableton. Yeah, send it to me. I might buy it. If it makes sense, I'll buy it. If it's a flip, if it's under 200 grand, I might buy it, to be honest with you. Charles Enterprise, how open is your team to JV deals? Oh, we're open. We're open. As long as the deal makes sense, you know, shit, we might buy it. To be honest with you, if the deal makes sense, we'll buy it. Hell, I'll buy the deal. So if you guys got any deals in Metro Atlanta area, send them my way. Especially if they under 200 grand, we'll buy the shit, right? Obviously, we're not gonna buy anything under 200 grand. But if the numbers make sense, we'll buy it. Send it our way. We'll analyze it. If it makes sense, we'll buy it. I don't care how much money you make on the deal. Don't give a fuck. As long as the numbers make sense for us, we're going to take that shit down and we're going to make money. Everybody's going to eat. You feel me? Metro Atlanta, yeah. Metro Atlanta. So everything outside of Fulton County. I hate Fulton County. Everything outside of Fulton. All right, let's see. My bad, y'all. Let me send me a deal. Hold on. Oh, I didn't even see this text. Okay, my bad. Any other questions? Anybody got anything else? Anything else? It's 8:30. Nah, it's time to go. It's time to go. No more questions. No mas. No mas. My edible's kicking in. My Truly is kicking in. It's time for me to relax. But yo, I appreciate y'all for jumping on. Appreciate y'all for the questions. Questions were great. I hope you guys got some value. If you did get some value, give me a thumbs up or a comment, something. Give me a thumbs up, a diamond, a gem, a fire, a flame. Just comment something there. Let me know that you got some value. If you'd like for me to come back and do this again, let me know. I used to do these shits like once a week, but I got real busy. But I'll try to come back and do it again. If you guys give me some feedback, if you guys found some value, then definitely comment, let me know. But main thing is you guys go fucking execute, man. Don't be sitting on Instagram and sitting in these things and gaining all this information, all this knowledge, and don't do shit with it, right? Knowledge not applied is worth nothing. So if you know something, you just learned something, go execute, go perform, go get the shit done, go get it. Your bag is out there to be secured, is waiting on you to get it. But if you're not going to roll your boat to it, then it's not going to happen. You're not going to get it. So if you just sitting still, it's not going to happen. You have to move forward, push the needle. You're going to fail. You're going to lose. You're going to learn, right? It's part of it. We still fail. We still lose. We still learn. It's part of it. It's part of the journey. It's part of everybody's entrepreneurship journey. You know what I'm saying? So get your mind right. Stay fucking focused. Understand why you're doing this shit. Understand you can do this shit. Believe that you can do this shit. No matter what the naysayers are saying, family, friends, whoever, right? You can make this shit happen. Commit to it and show yourself, improve yourself and work, right? And then people will see from your actions and the fruits from your labor, be like, oh, damn. You did say that you was going to do that and you doing it. Now they on your ass trying to learn from you, right? Now it's like, nah. I'm just kidding. Nah, you don't be like that. But nevertheless, you can do this shit. Make it happen. I'm out of here. I might save this shit for a little bit. But yeah, if you guys have any questions or anything, make sure you hit me up. We are taking some more people in my Wholesale Unity Discord group. It's a private group, Wholesale Unity. It's the most valuable thing that I fucking offer. I'm telling you right now. It's only $20 a month. $20 a month. It's a private group chat. It has about 30 members in there who are pretty active. They're closing deals. You got all experience levels in there. People who close deals, people who haven't, people who close deals in the group. And we do cash giveaways. We do, you communicate every fucking day, right? I do accountability challenges, right? I do monthly Zoom calls. We just had a monthly Zoom call yesterday for 2.5 hours talking about cash buyers, disposition, all types of shit. Next month, we're going to be talking about lending and funding and, private money, hard money and all that shit, funding, fixing flips. So it's going to be different subject. Join Wholesale Unity and you get access to all these different resources that I have. You get resources such as scripts. You get resources such as KPI sheets, my wholesale bundle. You get objection sheets. You get recorded calls. You get all of that shit. $20 a month. It's fucking worth it if you use it, right? You get accountability. You know what I'm saying? Any questions that you have with your own deals that you're working with, we do that, right? If you need help running the comp, put it in there. We do that. You know what I mean? So if you're interested, we are accepting some new members in there, but we only look for people who are about their shit, who's serious about getting it, who's serious about fucking working, and who going to be active. So if you're interested, make sure you click the link in my bio. Other than that, I'm out. You guys have a great night, and I'll talk to you next time.